It's been over a year since Nathan Kocmond took his own life at just 16 years old. It was a high-profile case that drew the attention of our entire community. The family was even offering a $10,000 reward in hopes of bringing their son home safely. Sadly, about a week into our coverage, we learned Nathan's body had been found in a secluded forest. He had taken his own life. For the first time since learning of their son's suicide, Nathan's parents are bravely sharing their story in hopes of saving another child's life.
I was surprised in the end that he had just run away.
Sarah Kocmond still can't believe it.
It's that moment where you're like, wow, I do not even know my own child.
It's been a year and a half since her middle child, Nathan, just 16 years old, took his own life.
Looking back, it seemed like he had dug himself into an emotional hole.
Nathan's parents, Jon and Sarah, knew their son was struggling.
He had run away 6 months prior to his death.
They took him to see 2 psychologists and a psychiatrist.
What did they tell you?
They told us he was normal. They told us he was an existential thinker and that he had deep thoughts and strong thoughts, but that was normal for a teenager. And he was impulsive, but not nearly a threat to himself. It devastated him that this is what he was going to have to live with.
Still struggling at school, Nathan's parents allowed him to switch from Providence High School to Providence Day.
As a parent saying, I will do anything to make you happy.
Where things seemed to get better at first, he joined the football team.
He was much happier.
But his season came to an early end after suffering a concussion. He began getting headaches.
So we quickly took him to a concussion specialist who actually showed that it was affecting his cognition as well as his mood.
And with that, a decision was made.
Certainly we weren't going to have him play football again. Underneath, he didn't reveal to us the turmoil that he was going through. The concussion exacerbated that just as all the other things did. The school, the depression, the teenage years and emotions and hormones that go along with that.
And so on October 9th, 2017, Nathan put on his Led Zeppelin shirt with the image of a fallen angel and drove more than 60 miles from his home, ending his life in a secluded forest where he was supposed to have gone with his Boy Scout troop.
I don't know why he chose that shirt or why God chose it for him, but it directed us to the song Stairway to Heaven.
Before the first game, since learning about Nathan's death, his mother spoke to the team.
I remember what you said was, God is with him and God will be with you. And you said, you watch, you'll go out and score 42 points against this team.
And that's exactly what they did against an undefeated opponent, winning 42-25, their score matching Nathan's jersey number, 42.
Do you continue to see signs?
There will be moments that you cannot explain, that you know that Nathan's with us.
Like coming across a lone hiker on a family trip to Zion National Park.
There was only one that had a portable speaker with him, and at the moment we crossed paths with him, it's playing Stairway to Heaven.
A family holding on to signs when there are no real answers.
So there was no goodbye from Nathan. There was no note from him.
The evil that took Nathan, the only way that we've been able to get through it is through the love of others, through the love of our family, and ultimately through the love of God.
So this was a really hard interview, and what got me, the dad is a local doctor here in town. He's a pediatrician, and he took his son to see multiple doctors who said he's okay, he's not a threat to himself, and he said because of that they really let down their guard, which is sad. But I was reading an article from the World Health Organization that said every 30 seconds someone is committing suicide. And so, you know, in the past we haven't covered suicides in the news, or you don't talk about it, but this is an epidemic now, and people should be talking about it. It's okay to say you're not okay.
Yeah, and as a parent, you can't let up. You have to keep watching.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the takeaway here.
Exactly.
That's the scary part too, is you think you always want to be there for your kids, and it's like, okay, I think I'm doing everything, and then it still happens. I mean, that's the hardest part. To listen to him talk about that, like they thought they were doing everything correctly, and it still wasn't enough.
It's what your kids say, but also what they're not saying. The parents also have that money raised from the GoFundMe account that was raised during when he was missing. They said they want to start a foundation in his name with that money that all of you donated, but they're not quite sure exactly what direction they want to take that in, but they said that's their next step. Wow. So they're looking forward to the future with that. So we do want to say, if you or someone you know needs help, needs to talk to someone, the National Suicide Hotline is available 24 hours a day. That number on your screen, 1-800-273-TALK.